Each year, I set out into a remote wilderness area by myself for a few weeks to live from the food that I can either catch or forage. I finally got one. Sleep under the stars, experience untamed wildlife, get some solitude, reflect, and to be honest, just have a break from the modern world. What? I'm 1 week in at this campsite and I'm absolutely loving it, but it's time to move. So subscribe to come along for the journey. Let's get back to basics. This river will not have enough water to get the boat out in about 20 minutes, so I need to move quick. And now the tide's dropping out so quick, I reckon I'm gonna get high and dry. Every minute counts at this point. I just really don't want to be stuck up here for the rest of the day. When you're out here by yourself, you just got no room for error. And that tide is dropping out. Last but not least, the high-tech, super sophisticated charging station featuring milk crate. Let's go, let's go, let's go! I'll sort all this gear and the boat out properly. Once we get out of the mouth of this river, I can already see the sandbars starting to emerge and that water is racing out of this river. I promise you the start of my videos don't normally start this fast-paced and slightly manic. All right, let's get out of here. Fair bit of wind around today as you might be able to hear. I'm just waterproofing as best I can everything that I can't get wet. That wind is absolutely howling from the west. I'd say it's going to be one of those angles that's incredibly wet, so I've sort of semi-waterproofed all the important stuff, myself not included obviously. All right, it's going to be a couple of hours. We'll keep an eye out for pigs along the beach, any shoals of fish that are worth having a flick at, but we'll try and put the miles under the belt, and then we need to find a new camp, find some food, and I'll give you a few insights into survival tips and tricks if you find yourself out here on a similar experience. I'm just cruising along in 6 meters of water and I've just seen the sounder absolutely light up with what looks like a hell of a lot of fish. So I'm just gonna drop a lure and try my luck. It's only 6.5 meters deep. I'd absolutely love to get in the water, put the mask on and swim down there and check it out. But in this area, as I've seen over the last few days, there's crocodiles literally the size of this boat, plus sharks, plus I am by myself, which never a great idea in these sort of conditions when you can't see the bottom and no one knows where I am. So I'll throw something that looks like a prawn down there because everything loves a prawn. Straight away, literally before it hit the bottom, a beautiful little coral trout. That's a good sign. That's some pretty easy fishing right there. Just literally dropped it over the side of the boat. Beautiful colours, eh? Little black spot tusk fish. That'd be a perfect little snack. Oh, sorry mate. Get him back in the water. That's something a bit better. That's got a bit more weight. Whoa! Whew! Can't see it yet, the water's pretty green. Oh, no way! Oh! What? Oh my God, a tusky! This is the first time I've ever caught a tusky on a lure. Yes! Yes! Yes, you good thing. Mwah. Oh, I don't know what to do. Keep it for lunch or I'm gonna have to eat you, mate. These are one of my favorite eating fish. That's lunch, that's how it goes. Ah! Yes! I'm very happy. In case you couldn't notice, just get a bit of an appreciation for that fish. I brained it, put it to sleep straight away, have bled it to make sure the meat quality is top notch. It's got some of the best fillet, some of the best flesh of any of the fish. And I really didn't think I'd get one this trip because I've only ever got them on spear, never online. Hence why I carried on so much, but they're really happy with that. One fillet for breakfast and the other one for lunch or dinner. I'm just gonna put this at the back of the boat. It'll be good for sort of 6 or 8 hours in the shade in these conditions. All right, let's keep moving. It's shallow, very shallow. Have a go at this current racing around this corner where this rock bar is. It's a bit of a deep channel here that just flushes out the mouth of this new river system. But right now I need to try to find a good anchorage and a camp. Just skimmed, probably with an hour to spare, into the mouth of this new river system after a couple hours drive with the detour to get the Tusky. And I've just done a little bit of a reconnaissance, a little bit of a recce, bit of a look up the creek to try and find a good anchorage and somewhere good to camp. Ideally, I want to be able to anchor the boat where it's safe from any storms that we might get. It's easy to access on all tides. We've got 3 meter tides at the moment, so I don't want it going dry, don't want it ending up on rock, don't want it too much in really strong current, and I want to be able to walk not too far to get up to somewhere pretty safe and flat and shady to call camp for the next few nights. So let's see if we can find an anchorage. In the next 4 hours, the tide is going to drop another 2 meters deep, so I need to find somewhere that's at least 2 meters deep. Alright, boat's secure in a temporary anchorage. I'm just going to come up above the high tide line and see if there's a good spot to camp. Looks like that last tide came up where these little outcrop of rocks is. That's where the high tide is. Up here, just sand flats. Just all heathland type scrub. This is where some of the bigger high tides have come through. Oh, yep, there's bindies. Ow, ow. Pretty harsh on the old feet. Maybe under these she oaks and the beach hibiscus. Could be somewhere along here. Pretty sure this is a beach hibiscus. It's got a yellow flower, which is edible. She oak tree. Any flat ground for the swag? Oh, jeez. Such a shame about all this rubbish. Oh man. I won't run out of water bottles. Plastic drums. It's pretty sad. Yet again. Right, I left a little bit of gear on the beach there. Put the canopy up because now that it's full sun, it's really quite hot, and one of the things that I get nervous about and a real risk is out here is getting dehydration, just as likely as, you know, falling and hurting yourself, stepping on a stonefish, crocs, sharks, snakes, spiders, all that sort of stuff. Dehydration's a real threat and can make you pretty unstuck. So I'm doing my best to drink as much water as possible. Hydration is the key to happiness. And cover my skin up. Sort of leave the boat there quickly and come up and have a look at the other side of the river mouth. It looks like it could be a slightly better anchorage and have a bit more shade. It's significantly cooler in here with the shade. It's a few degrees cooler, but it is a fair way off the beach. So good because it's safe from crocs, bad because I'll probably get pigs and wild dogs or dingoes coming through the camp at night, and snakes. And also not good because I can't easily see the boat. I like to be able to, well, basically if I lose the boat, I'm pretty screwed. So I need to keep visuals on the boat wherever possible. But look, I can just see the boat. It's probably 150 meters over there in the distance. We'll keep looking. These look like they're all relatively fresh diggings. I'm not sure yet what from. maybe pig, but I can't see any hoof prints. Thinking under this beach hibiscus here, this could be the camp. It's a little bit protected from the wind, but you still get a breeze. A good distance away from the water. Just need to clean some of this rubbish up. And then when I look out the front here, I can keep an eye on the tide, on the weather, and most importantly, the boat, which you can see it is just there. The key with getting a good quick fire is very small dry kindling, a couple of different stages of it, the lightest first, and a fair bit of oxygen. Fortunately, there's plenty of it coming this way in the form of a 30-knot westerly, and as the heat starts to intensify, you can put some bigger pieces on top. Just making a bit of a barricade so this fire doesn't spread at all. Just got this fire going behind me, getting a coal base so we can cook that tusky for late lunch. While we're waiting, I wanted to show you 2 knots, if you didn't know them, that everyone should know if you're spending any time in the outdoors. First one is a bow line, which everyone should know. Just do yourself a loop in your rope. And a really easy way to remember that, all right, is here's the hole, there's your knot and your line, there's your loop and your line. The mud crab comes out of the hole, it goes around the mangrove, and then back down in the hole. You ain't going nowhere. That's your bow line, and quite easy to undo. And then the next one is a clove hitch. Clove hitch I use probably every day to tie off a rope at the front of the boat, to tie off like a swag or a tent or anything really. So just going over your pole here, over your tree. All right, go around, over, just like that. Clove hitch, if you want to make that even stronger so it's not going anywhere, you just tie it off on the top. Again, easy to undo. Just practice this until it just becomes second nature, all right? Over what you're tying, straight over the top, keep that loop open, and then straight through. Boom, done. Tie it off a couple of times, and you can also keep half hitching it as well. All right, wrap it, wrap it, wrap it, wrap it. Even better coals is the trick. The cook up on the fire is only as good as your coal base. The end result is only as good as the coal base. Nice even bit of heat, and we're going an age-old tried and tested method. It is called Tusky on coals directly. Yeah, a bit too much heat. I will also note though that I wouldn't throw any fish on like that. A fish that has very, very thin skin and very, oh, I guess no scales or very small scales. This Tusky has got really big hard scales, which lends itself perfectly to cooking on the fire. Other ones that'd be really good would be like a finger mark or a barramundi. Yeah, something that's just got thick scales. I'm gonna leave that, I don't know, probably 10 minutes each side. Well, how do you like your cappuccino? How's that? I'm constantly trying to find open, sunny areas to keep the solar blanket. If you haven't watched the last episodes, there is an issue with the charging setup I've got in the boat, unfortunately. Yeah, basically this is my only method of charging, which is definitely a lesson on my part. This is very slow. It does work, but not for charging all of my cameras, and it's very, very slow. But I do have that. I can keep the sharing the adventure alive. Milk crate featuring solar blanket. Anyway, it works. Not flash, but it works. That there is a perfect bench for eating and serving dinner on. Driftwood, there you go. Nice find. Let's peel back this skin on the Tusky and see how it looks. It looks pretty perfectly cooked. Like when the skin just falls away like that, you know that it's still really moist on the inside, but it has spent enough time on the grill. Look at that. I'm pretty hungry as well, so that is extra special. I've got quite a few limes from our farm. If you don't know where our farm is, we've got a farm cafe. It's called the Pocket Alarish. It's in North Queensland. I'll put a link to it in the bio, or check it out on Instagram or Facebook. Stop in and see it if you want. We grow a lot of our own produce. We make our own gelato. I am a hell of a long way from the Pocket at the moment, and it kind of makes me very much miss it. I miss my orchard, I miss my family. I also, my guilty pleasure on these trips is from the Asian superstore. Most of it's written in Chinese, crispy chili oil. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's got chili and garlic and onion and a shitload of MSG and sugar. It can't be good for you, but it is very, very Moorish. I actually thought this was gonna be like a bit like undercooked or not evenly cooked, but like look at how all that meat is just perfectly coming off the backbone. And that all there is super tender. Like, I've just nailed it. I've gone and nailed it. Anyway, I'm gonna devour this and then let's go for a walk on the beach with the hand spears or the rods, because that flooding tide, there's gonna be a lot going on, I reckon. I reckon I'd be a mile away from camp and this tide is gonna race in. I feel I need to be mindful that I don't get caught out here. Oh, I guess I can always just run back through the soft sand for a mile, but yeah, it's one thing you need to keep on to. So I'm just walking along the edge of the water here, looking for mud crabs, looking for big, giant, blue or green nippered mud crabs. You know, that's next on my list of desirables, is to get a feed of live mud crabs. I speared one a couple of days ago, which was a welcome treat. Super tasty. Just cooked it on the fires direct and was just, oh, I haven't eaten mud crab in probably 6 months, so it was really nice. You never know how things are going to eventuate out here, and that's the truth of it. There's actually a crab. There's actually a crab. Oh, far out. They're a lot quicker in the water than out of the water. Oh, that was exactly what I was looking for. I didn't want to spear it because I want to keep it live, but in hindsight, I should have just speared it. There's a lot of big crocs here, so I'm nervous to go any deeper to where I can't see, because a croc could just be following me here. But that's what I'm after. Mud crab, straight along the edge. Anchoring the boat solo in very strong current is a bit of a balancing act, I'll be honest with you. Pretty shallow! I thought I'd come for a look in the mangroves again. I came a couple of days ago, I saw one crab, wasn't really that big. Got a few mud mussels, which I keep talking about and we'll eat today. I thought I'd come for one more look, because it's quite cool in here, and also I really would like a feed of mud crabs at some stage. I got one. Nice big buck. I was just about to leave too. Little pool of water and could just see a few bubbles. It was just bubbling. I wasn't taking any chances. Sorry mate, you had to get the spear. I'm gonna quickly put it to sleep and then get back to camp. See if we can find another one on the way out. That's the most quick and humane way to put it to sleep out here in the bush. Unfortunately, it's only got one nipper, but still really happy with that. I finally got one. What a beauty. All right, anchor up, back to camp for a cook up. If you see me erratically turning and checking, I'm almost always looking for crocs. I've gone into the scrub at the back of the camp and got some really big hard pieces of wood to get on this fire, because to cook evenly your mud mussels and your mud crabs, you want a really big coal base and have a consistent temperature for a long period of time. So this has been cranking for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, and we're just about ready to knock a few of these coals off and drag out what's underneath and make a nice big bed to get the mangrove buffet going. Mud mussels and mud crab. Really looking forward to this. All right, so here's the setup. Got the rice going. The mud mussels are just starting to open. That's when you can tell that they're ready to go, when that shell opens up. And that mud crab, will give it about 8-9 minutes in this heat. A fair bit of heat, so I'd say it'll cook pretty quick. And then I'll let that rest when it's done. Rice will be done. All right, there's the finished product, just done on the fire for, I don't know, might have been just over 10 minutes. I'm gonna give it a hit of lime, load it up with lime, bit of sesame oil. Probably a bit big for a mouthful. There's tender parts and there's quite soft parts. The mussel part is definitely the tastiest. Very similar to a scallop. Overall, pretty nice. What I'm gonna do though, with these next ones, I'm gonna pull the meat out. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil, put it on the pan, and then just lightly fry them. If you were gonna ask me what my dying meal would be, this would definitely be on the menu. I got tears in my eyes, both from the smoke of the fire and of joy for just how fantastic that tastes. I wish it had 2 nippers. I really wish. Wow. And there you have it, simple seafood. Mud mussels, mud crab, bit of rice, chili sauce, lime, olive oil, salt, pepper. It's not a mouthful, it's 2 or 3. It's so big. If you guys want to jump onto our Facebook and Instagram, we've got plenty more videos there. We've got a lot of content there. We've got behind the scenes and exclusive content on Patreon. Feel free to check that out, guys. And also jump onto our website, sign up to our mailing list, because we've got some amazing new products and a heap more exciting stuff. I'll show you how to tell the time until it's going to be sunset with your 4 fingers. So at 6 foot, the horizon, as far as you can see over the water, is about 6 miles. Where that sun is there, not including your thumb, just get your 4 fingers. And each finger is about 15 minutes. So that's 1 hour 15, about an hour and 15. You'd be very surprised just how accurate this is. It's 5 p.m. and it goes dark at 6:15. So yeah, it's a really good little trick, and it does work. So if you are enjoying me sharing with you a bit more of this informative type yarns, please let me know in the comments and I'll keep it coming. Trying to work out what all these markings are in the sand, particularly these two long ones here. Look like a wheelbarrow or a motorbike, but it doesn't have, maybe the tread is gone. And I think these are a wallaby or a kangaroo. That's a bird. Yeah, I can't work out these. What are they? Very strange. It's just a strange place for these to be here. Just having a bit of a beach comb. Sand's pretty soft, so it's tough going, but again, a lot of rubbish washed up, but just looking out for glass bubbles, lures, cool shells, or dugout canoes, or anything else. Also tracks on the beach, just seeing what sort of animals or movement is around. And it's a healthy area. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of tracks. Gotta get back to camp before dark. What's that? Just under an hour. They're all pig diggings. They're probably digging for ghost crabs or turtle eggs, but I can't see any turtle tracks up the beach. Looks like there's a really big skip bin on the high tide line. I don't know how it's moved there. It's crazy. It's so heavy. Power of the ocean. It's not a skip bin. Any large commercial boat operators that know what that is, it's been here a while or in the ocean a long time, it's very rusty. Probably the biggest and heaviest thing I've seen beach combing other than a boat itself. No one living in it. Hello? Hello? Is that weird? Worth a shot. Unfortunately, this pristine coastline the whole way along. I've been walking since I got finished that flats walk for the crabs. I don't know, I've been walking for 30 minutes, just over 30 minutes. Whole way along, really heavy with rubbish. The most pristine coastline is just acting as a rubbish dump for the world's rubbish. It's a big catchment area from a lot of different countries. The ocean is all one, so everyone undergoes the consequences. A real shame. I'll just go a little bit further and then turn back. Only plastic floats. No true treasure. That was a good 2-hour walk. What a day. What a day. It's the leftovers from the Tusky. Where'd it go? Just over here. Oh, I know it's dark, but oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Wow. What? Oh, oh. What? I really hope it was enough light to see that. Queensland groper, I don't know, it would have been 50 or 60 kilos, just boofed the skin and a few of the bones of the Tusky. It was just cruising along here next to the boat. Holy moly, where am I? And to top it off, have a go at the pinks and oranges in the sky for that sunset. Wow, that was epic. Let's see if we can find any crocs. It's about 8 o'clock at night and I'm pretty keen to get horizontal, but I'm also very curious to see, as we're probably like an hour or two off high tide, what is lurking in the mouth of this river. Let's step this up a notch. Boom, boom. Oos, oos, bust up. Sometimes if you shine your light and move it erratically, the bait fish will jump, particularly mullet or garfish. Better check up the beach too, make sure there's no crocs up having a sniff. Ooh, there's a set of eyes. Right in the distance there's a set of eyes. I don't know if it's in the middle of the river or on the other side of the bank. I can't see that far. There's definitely a set of eyes over there. Oos, yeah, the bust up. Big mullet. Oos. Can you see that? Hello, crab. Yeah, so it's on the other side of the bank, but there is a croc over there. I don't know if you can see the red eyes. right in the distance, which is probably like 300 meters away. Actually didn't know this torch had an SOS setting, which is, I'll just do it down so a plane doesn't see it, 3 short, 3 long, and then 3 short. That is the international Morse code for SOS, for distress, for help, which is that form of emergency communication has probably helped more people out of trouble than any other form, so it's definitely worth knowing. 3 short, 3 long, 3 short. Super excited to be in a new camp in a new area. Tomorrow's going to be a massive day. I'm really excited to check out more of this river and also more of the coastline. I'll see you in the morning.